We'll go ahead and get started. So let's start by settling the body, finding a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We think about pulling back our attention from our environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining that awareness just to the body and mind. Concentrating on the present moment by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Trying to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from that distraction and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. Then when the mind feels more calm, generate a broad, altruistic motivation for your time, wanting to use this time to establish and to deepen beneficial ways of thinking and acting, ways that allow oneself to maintain a sense of inner peace and calm, and ways of thinking that naturally give rise to actions that are beneficial to those around you, and wanting to ultimately eliminate ways of thinking and acting that are painful for oneself and often motivate actions that harm those around you. Wanting to engage in this process of inner transformation to gradually be of greater and greater benefit to countless sentient beings. And with that motivation, we will contemplate deepening and expanding our own compassionate attitude, the mind that deeply wishes for oneself and all sentient beings to be completely free of suffering and its causes. So begin by getting in touch with your own desire to be happy and to be free of suffering. As His Holiness says, achieving this is our birthright. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to be free of all suffering. So now bring to mind 2 or 3 difficulties, obstacles that you may be facing or expect will come up for you in the near future. Any sort of physical or mental painful state, and generate a strong wish to be completely free of all of these obstacles. Using whatever phrases come to mind. May I be free of all physical suffering. May I be free of all mental suffering. May I be free of the causes of suffering. And repeat these phrases or whatever phrases come to mind, concentrating on that subjective state and stabilizing that strong wish. And try to recognize that the causes of suffering are painful, afflicted states of mind and the actions that are done under the influence of these states. The operation of anger and clinging attachment, ignorance in the mind, giving rise again and again to unskillful actions and the karmic propensities of those actions ripening again and again as difficult circumstances. And try to strongly aspire to be completely free of these states of mind. Imagine yourself accomplishing a state of freedom, deep peace, joy, and a wellspring of positivity and skillful action to be of incredible benefit. Recollecting again that this is the birthright of all sentient beings. And then bring to mind someone you feel fairly neutral toward, someone in your neighborhood, someone at work, maybe you know of an obstacle that they are facing or You can assume that they have concerns about their health, their finances, that they sometimes have conflict with friends or family. And think that for them, their aspiration to be completely separated from these negativities is just as strong as it is in your mind for your difficulties. And think that they deserve to accomplish that equally as much as you do. And return to repeating whatever phrases, thoughts are helpful for you to once again stabilize that strong aspiration for them to be free of that suffering. Reciting them in your mind and concentrating on that subjective state of mind that you've established. And bring to mind a person that you have in your life that you have some interpersonal difficulty with. Imagining that they are seated in front of you, or you can think of what he or she is doing right now. And think it's very likely that you and this person share many of the same struggles, difficulties, anxieties. and that perhaps some of the actions that you have struggled with coming from them are the result of their own difficulty in overcoming negative mental states, which are the cause of many of their sufferings. So again, try to think of the phrases, the concepts that give rise in your mind to a state of compassion. And try to direct those thoughts toward this person, realizing that you are no more and no less deserving of accomplishing your wish to be free of suffering than they are of accomplishing their wish. So there's no valid basis in refraining from wanting them to accomplish that as well. And then think in a very broad way about the suffering of all sentient beings, all of the struggles facing countless sentient beings, the threat of war, hunger, poverty, homelessness, stress and isolation, as well as the suffering of all of the animals that we share the planet with, exposure to unrelenting heat and cold, the fear of predation, the suffering of being raised for food, and again allow your heart to soften and open in response to these difficulties, these painful states faced again and again by sentient beings. And visualize strongly that all of that suffering and the causes of that suffering completely disappear due to the force of your compassionate intention, and that all of these countless sentient beings become completely endowed with perfect happiness, peace, and limitless positive qualities. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having contemplated in this way, you've actualized that motivation, which has created positive energy in the mind, and think that you offer the fruit of your practice for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception, thinking, may this positive energy ripen in whatever way is truly beneficial for sentient beings. May it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, disease, disasters, famines, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.